Welcome to the Silent Sanctuary, where feminine power meets $1 million psychology. We are going to jump right into continuation of our previous episode. What the fight response looks like is really, I would say, it's very aggressive. And you're aggressive with yourself, and you can even be aggressive with your colleagues, and in a way with everyone included, even your clients to a certain extent. And the childhood wound here, you tend to have a childhood environment where there was physical abuse. You had to defend yourself, you had to protect yourself. It wasn't physically safe. And unfortunately, your nervous system has deemed really that environments where you are not physically safe is what's safe, or what's accepted rather. And that is not actually like the best thing. So you definitely have to reprogram that, like rewire your brain, because that will keep you in like highly aggressive sales environments, companies, things like that. Like even when you go into entrepreneurship, you'll attract clients that are aggressive and stuff to you, like where it's always a fight and you have to keep all the receipts, and there's a whole bunch of things, and like it could even be like litigations and tying up a lot of your money that you could be investing into assets being pretty much wasted in the judicial system. So this is important to really recognize, bring the unconscious to the conscious, right? Because you might tend to get frustrated when the sales don't happen and when they don't happen immediately. And because you're putting so much anger toward that, you'll actually lock into a reality where the sales don't happen, or they don't happen continuously. Think about, the journal prompt would be like thinking about what you had to fight for when you were younger, like giving yourself I would say the grace, the love, and the affection that you probably didn't receive, and you had to fight for that, and you had to fight for safety, and giving yourself that safety, right now. And even if you, because energetic entanglement, and maybe I need to do another video on that, but energetic entanglement, when we are unhealed, what I coined it that because it's easier for me to to explain and understand. When we are unhealed, we tend to basically live life on a loop. Everything that we experienced in our childhood just cabinet loops. Different people, but very similar emotions. The situations even can be different, but the emotions that we feel and give off on the daily would be the same. And for the fight response, it would be frustration. So if your goal is to have a certain amount of money so that you can live in a better place, so you can be safe physically and things like that, you'll actually attract situations where you're constantly having to fight. You're constantly at risk of having physical safety. That isn't how this will play out. And in your sales, it would be like you take lack of engagement personally. Like if there's an offer and there's not a certain amount of likes on it, if there's not a certain amount of comments on it and things like that, you take it personally. You push harder instead of pausing. When sometimes it's time for us to sit back, relax, just rest and maybe pivot, but rest and make sure that it's time to pivot. Instead, you'll just keep pushing yourself, and you'll push yourself to overworking, to burnout, and to overgiving. And you feel competitive versus collaborative, which is very, very bad for business. Everything is about collaboration, and when you're looking at other people like they are my competition, you don't allow yourself to actually network. And your business, especially in sales, is always about networking. It's always about people remembering you, remembering your energy, and then word of mouth. So instead of looking at people like they're my competition, it would be they're my friends. Your rep, your coworkers, colleagues, things like that. You need to change your perspective. They're not against you. They're not your competition. They're your allies. And when you really reprogram your mind to change that, you're going to notice that y'all will form a team. And then y'all will thrive together as a team. Same way with your business. If you hire people and you're looking like, oh yeah, this person can't be trusted with this person can't be trusted with that they're going to steal everything, guess what happens? You're going to attract people who's going to validate your beliefs, because that's how this world works. There's no out there. It's all in you. It's all what's in your energy field and your subconscious mind played out over and over again, because there's no out there. So you need to pre-program your mind. That is why so many times, and if you read the Bible, yes, it tells you, Romans 12:2, renew your mind. Or I think it's Romans 2:12, or maybe it's Romans 12:2. I can't remember which one. I think it's Romans 12:2, actually. Do not be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. It is very, very important for you to work on that, because you'll get mad at the algorithm. You'll be like, oh, they're not trying to hide. They're trying to hide my content. No, everything should be supporting you. Everything should be. So when you have a belief that everything is against you, that is what's going to play out in your world. And that's going to make monetizing very, very difficult. It's going to be a struggle, because what fight tends to mask behind is perfectionism. They will be perfectionists. They'll be like, oh, I'm not going to launch this because it's not 100% the way I want it to be. Oh, I'm not going to even offer this because I don't have the best background. I don't have everything I need right now. I don't have everything I need to start. So half the time they never start. They never start. And you don't want to hold yourself back through that perfectionism, because perfectionism will either keep you in poverty, or it will keep you with hard work consciousness money, where everything you earn is because literally what you receive for it is pennies on the dollar compared to what you should have received for it, because you've worked so hard, because of everything that you put into it. And again, this tends to come from either like physical abuse. It could come from mental and emotional abuse, just emotionally unavailable parents, or parents that just fought a lot. Even if they never physically fought each other, if they argued and it was a lot of mental abuse, you're seeing that fighting all the time, the same thing, right? So it's important that we address all of the childhood wounds that we see showing up in our sales or our businesses, so that we can address them. And then we can actually change our perspective on them and change the stories that we're telling, so we end up telling stories that support us. And that is going to really change what you receive in this world. I have a guide. It's called Reparenting Yourself. It's an e-guide, so it's instant access. It will go over all of this in depth and give you the practical application to walk you through it. It is a great tool to have, not just for yourself, but for you to learn it so you can see it in other people, especially, potential clients. You know how to deal with them, I would say, appropriately, to avoid a bunch of conflict and chaos and things like that, especially as an entrepreneur. Everybody is not your client. And everybody shouldn't be sold to if you're a sales rep. Because selling is sacred and selling is service. And you need to make sure that all of it is always in alignment with your highest goals, your highest intentions, your highest self. Offering, I would say, your unique energetic value. Because a lot of times it's not even the product, it's your energy that people are investing in. And that's very important for you to remember. So until next time, happy selling and sharing, friends.